Hey everybody, it's Steve Owens, one of the tournament directors with the Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Series. This weekend we're on Lake Cherokee. Myself and Daniel Davis will see you guys at the check-in. We're hosted this year again with our title sponsor of Dugout Bait and Tackle, Angler of the Year sponsor Carl Black Chevrolet, and Big Bass season sponsor is Sniper Marine. Uh, Really excited about what's been going on so far this season. I think we had 98 on Del Hollow for our first event and 94 on Lake Chickamauga for our second event. We took some time off, obviously, because we had the Bassmaster Championship on Lake Chickamauga, which is what you all are fishing for this season, is a berth into the 2023 Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Series State Championship. That state championship will be a 2-day event hosted on Lake Guntersville this year. For this event on Lake Cherokee, we're hosted by Visit Jefferson County. Lakeside of the Smokies is a wonderful group of people to work with. For your season to qualify for the state championship, it's your best 3 events. That's your Angler of the Year race. If you didn't qualify from an outright placement in an event, which is the top 15 per event. So this weekend, 15 people will earn their way into our state championship. And then from there, we'll go into the Carl Black Chevrolet Angler of the Year pool for the roll downs or the next to get qualified. To take home the Carl Black Chevrolet Angler of the Year title this year, once again, it'll be awarded with $1,000 cash provided by them and one of the great trophies that we get from Catch Outdoors. If you need to pay your Tennessee Bass Nation dues for the season, if you haven't already, reach out to myself or Daniel Davis, and we will get you the correct option to pay those. We have a website, thanks to our good friend Kyler Branham in Kentucky, and that is tnbnks.com. So that's Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Series. It's the acronym for it, tnbnks.com. On there, you'll see a tab that says Join or Become a Member. You click on there with your Bassmaster ID number, and it takes you directly to PayPal where you can pay your $30 Bass Nation dues. So if you don't have the Bassmaster ID number, then if you're not a member of Bassmaster, then you'll need to call the 1-800 number online, and they'll help you get that number. If you've been a member in the past, you won't need that number. We have it already, but if you do have it, please enter it in for us. The specifics for this event were a lake-wide launch from the John Sevier Dam down to the Cherokee Dam. Specifics for the event tonight, Friday, April 21st, the identifier will be released at 7 p.m. Registration ends tonight around midnight-ish. We'll probably leave that open till tomorrow. We do get in contact with us after we go to sleep, people wanting to register for the tournament. And so first thing in the morning, we usually give them a call and let them know they can register. So the only inconvenience out of anything is on our end. We just have to restructure the payout, but it just takes a few moments to do that. We want to do everything we can do to be accommodating to get you all on the water. Tomorrow, Saturday, April 22nd, please check in on the app. If you're having trouble doing that, just skip it, move on from it. Don't worry about contacting us. Just bypass it. It's just a convenience thing so that we know where you're launching, so that if there's anything happens, you don't make it back to the ramp. We know where to send the authorities to look for you. For the event, you can launch at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can launch at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lines in at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to fish until lines out at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you have an hour to get your fish uploaded, which is 4 p.m. We're going to check in at 4:30, and please check out on the app if you can there, but we're meeting at the Granger County Park, which is 187 Granger County Park Road in Rutledge, Tennessee. For the identifier, you can write that on an identifier card. You can write it on your hand. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow, so that identifier, I would be extra careful about writing it on my hand. Invest in, a catch tab, a catch ID holder, which goes on your catch board, which is the only board we allow in this kayak series. So if you don't have a catch board, reach out to one of us and we'll help you get set up with that. And also fishing with us this weekend is going to be, I'm getting it pulled up here. There's a grassroots series here in the state of Tennessee. Many of you, most all of you, are a member of, which is CAST. So this weekend, the 10 Cat Club in the area, along with Northeast Tennessee Kayak Anglers, Southeast Tennessee Kayak Anglers, Tri-City Kayak Anglers, are hosting a joint event. I'm sorry. Yes, I got that correct. Sorry, one of the acronyms. There's so many acronyms in the sport of kayak fishing and fishing. It's hard to keep up with them all. So I think I got all that right. But that's a 4 kayak club thing. The entry fee for it is $50. It's the same fish, the same times, everything like that. So I encourage all of you to join that one. And again, we're going to have hot dogs provided and everything. We've all pitched in a little bit of money to get that taken care of. So reach out to Andrew Dotson or any of those other tournament directors to see if there's anything they need to help you with on that. Reading through here, check-in is mandatory. So with CAST, the check-ins are mandatory. Tennessee Bass Nation, they're not. We prefer you to come because we've got a lot of really, really good prizes in store for the season. Again, I'll go through our sponsors here in just a moment. But the check-in is mandatory for the grassroots club. If you don't do that, then you're not going to get your money and you're not going to get your prizes, nor will you get your points. But for Tennessee Bass Nation, the check-in at the park, Granger County Park, is not mandatory, but it is appreciated. Go through our sponsors again. I mentioned, Dugout Bait and Tackle is our title sponsor. We got Carl Black Chevrolet in Nashville, our Angler of the Year sponsor. Sniper Marines, our Big Bass sponsor. But just to go through the list of prizes that you'll see at most all of these events, we have Spro, Seagar, Bill Lewis, G-Sox, Tackle Works, Yamamoto, Orion. We have a cooler for the state championship. Kayak Cushion, we have gift cards per event. We're powered by Tourney X this year again. We have a Newport NK180 to give away at the state championship. We've got one objective bass fishing, tungsten, and stuff at the events. We've got choked custom swim baits, 1 or 2 per event. Those are $100, $150 baits. Dakota Lithium will be giving away a pair or a single motor, whatever it takes to power that Newport vessels. We have Catch Outdoors provides our trophies. Tennessee Trailers pitches in to help us do everything we've got, and Precision Hardwood. Those donations help us get these trophies that you all love taking home, as well as those checks. So once again, if you have any questions, reach out to myself or Daniel Davis. We look forward to seeing all of you this weekend. Again, it's supposed to be raining, so be safe. When it comes down to your safety for this series, your PFD must be worn at all time. If you're launching before safe light, you have to have a 360 white light on. Motorized kayaks, you must have your navigation lights and white light. If you don't have your navigation lights and you have a motor, you're allowed to launch, but you can't use your motor until safe light when you're able to turn off the navigation lights. So you don't have to have them, but if you do have a motor, you can't use your motor until it's daylight. If you don't have those lights and you have a motor and you're launching, you still have to have a 360 watt light. So if you don't have a 360 watt light, don't launch. If you've got any question about it, call Daniel or myself and we will let you know if it's time for you to launch. So again, above all else, be safe. We look forward to seeing you all to check in, and reach out to us and go to www.tnbnks.com. That's Tennessee Banks, TN Banks. So thank all of you so far. As I mentioned, we've had a great average, so we look forward to seeing all of you.